This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Nermeen Sheikh.
We end today's show looking at Burma, where up to 200 Rohingya Muslims were recently killed in drone strikes as they attempted to flee to Bangladesh. This comes amid intensifying conflict between the military junta and the Arakan Army, a rebel armed group. Survivors of the drone strikes accused the Arakan Army of carrying out the assault, while the rebel group blamed the military junta, which overthrew Burma's elected government in 2021. A new report from Human Rights Watch finds the military and rebel armed groups have committed extrajudicial killings, unlawful recruitment for combat, and widespread arson against Rohingya Muslims and other civilians in the area.
During last week's drone attack, many Rohingya also died while trying to escape by sea. This is an account by one man who lost 5 children after they drowned while trying to flee the attack by boat.
Starting at 5 p.m. on August 5th, the Arakan Army fired weapons incessantly. The next morning, on August 6th, for survival, we decided to flee to Bangladesh. So I decided firstly to flee a family with a small boat. Then a big boat will be sent. My family got on a small boat. My sister's family also got on there. While fleeing, one boat sank. The people from that boat dragged down the boat we were on, and the boat we were on sank too. Only 6 to 7 survived out of almost 40. From my family, my 5 children, 4 children from my sister's family were lost, and other elderly youths and women were lost.
Thousands in Rakhine State in Burma were forced to flee as their homes were burnt down overnight. This was in May. This is Saifur Rahman, a 30-year-old Rohingya father who managed to flee to Bangladesh and escape the violence with his wife and their 2 young children.
The Arakan Army set fire to our house. They were firing guns randomly and rapidly. I had a brother who got arrested and later was shot dead. I don't know where my parents are now, probably dead. My wife and I whisked our 2 children and ran to the main road to save our lives and never looked back. We went to different villages across the mountains, keeping a low profile, and eventually managed to come here to Bangladesh. Tens of thousands, all people from the surrounding villages, were escaping the attack. Nobody was looking back. We were running to save our lives.
So if we could turn now to Nay San Lwin, who is joining us from Frankfurt, Germany. We just played 2 clips. If you can talk about the latest attack on the Rohingya and put it in a larger context of what's happening in Burma today.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. So, as you have mentioned about the Naf River massacre, where more than 200 Rohingya were massacred by the drone strike by the Arakan Army, that happened on August 5th. As of now, the Mongdo downtown, the urban area has been empty as of today morning. And the Arakan Army soldiers are in the town. They are looting the Rohingya houses. And the Rohingya are, what they call the evacuated, but it is actually forcibly relocated to somewhere else. They are now at the border where the Myanmar military junta has built the temporary camp. Most of the people are there, and some of the people are relocated to some other villages. So there are some fighting still ongoing, but unlike before. Let me talk a little bit about this Mongdo town. Since the early June, the Arakan Army has been fighting against the military there. But whenever they launch the drone attack or the artillery attack, they target the Rohingya people. The military base is opposite direction of the Rohingya villages, but still, every day they target the Rohingya village. Every day there were 2 or 3, sometimes 5, 6 Rohingya were killed, many injured. So on August 3rd, since this drone strike increased, on August 5th, in the afternoon, the people decided to flee to Bangladesh. Then they gather at the bank of the Naf River. Around at 5 p.m., the Arakan Army dropped the drone bomb and resulted in more than 200 dead and the many injured. And also, at the same time, when a boat tried to flee from there, they dropped the drone boat, and as a result, only 2 survived. There were more than 20 people on board. Next day morning, just now you have played the clip. He's the survivor of the from the boat, you know. So we think at least, including this death from the boat, I think at least 250 were, die, including this Naf River massacre. This is the scale of the killing is compared to the Budirang Township. It is the small scale. In Budirang Township, before the May 17, the Arakan Army has committed the significant massacre in different villages. In one single village on May 2nd, they killed more than 600 people. I spoke to some survivor, only a few people survived, and the eyewitness and the people who know about this massacre. I have also got the family list. So they have committed the same massacre in the different village as well. In Budirang alone, they have killed more than 2,000, and they have burned down the more than 8,500 Rohingya houses. So in Mount, the same thing they are doing. They have the intention to cleanse the Rohingya people. That we can prove if we read the article that published in the Foreign Policy magazine 10 years ago, and also the 6 years ago, the elder brother of the Arakan Army chief, delivered his speech in the private meeting, which leaked to the, the social media. In this speech, he said, we have to strategize to cleanse the Rohingya from, they call the Bengali, these people from the Budirang and Mount Township. This is what exactly they are doing now. What they are doing is they are, they're carrying out the unfinished business of the Myanmar military.
And if you could explain, Nay San Lwin, the origins of this crisis, the historical context with the crisis, the Rohingya crisis beginning in August 2017.
Well, the Rohingya genocide began in 1978, more than 45 years ago. So the massive violence against in 2017 is not the first one. The first one occurred in 1978, then again in 1991, 1992, and 2012, 2016. The latest wave was in 2017. So it is the very long decade persecution by the Myanmar military to cleanse the entire population from the country. As of now, only about the 600,000 remain in the country. So the Arakan Army is trying to cleanse about 300,000 who are remained in the Budirang and the Mount Township. These are the Rohingya majority area. Normally, before the 2017, there were more than 1 million people there. But in 2017, Myanmar military cleansed about 750,000, and more than 10,000 were killed. 100 of women and girls were raped. So as of now, the humanitarian situation is very dire. There are no humanitarian agency present, and the people are depending on the money sent by their relative live in the diaspora. And also, there are a lot of conditions they need to pay. They cannot move from.
Nay San Lwin, what is the relationship between the Arakan Army and the Burma military? And, you're saying Myanmar, we are saying Burma. It's the same country. The military regime renamed it Myanmar.
Yeah, true. So they don't have the relation. The Arakan Army is fighting against the military since the late 2018 in Rakhine State. So they had the on and off the ceasefire. But since last year, November, they have been continuously fighting against the military. But they are the enemy each other. But when it comes to the Rohingya issue, they have the same intention. The Arakan Army has also same intention as the Burmese military. Burma military. That is why they are now cleaning the Rohingya. They have killed in 3 months of time. In 4 months of time, they have killed more than 2,500 Rohingya in two townships and displaced around 300,000 Rohingya now.
And what should the international community do at this point? And does the student uprising in Bangladesh that ultimately threw out the prime minister there, does it have an impact on Burma and what's happening there?
Well, that the Burmese people, especially the people who are working bring back the democracy in Myanmar, and also the younger people engaging in the Spring Revolution. They are very happy, and they are congratulating the Bangladeshi student. They have seen the real change in Bangladesh. So they are also hoping. But the problem with the international community, when it comes to the Burma, the international community is letting the Burmese military to enjoy the impunity until now. 2.5 years ago, the U.S. government determined the crime against Rohingya as a genocide and the crime against humanity, but nothing followed. So all this justice avenue, they have to take the serious action against the Myanmar military and end the impunity. So since the international community is failing again and again on the Rohingya, the Arakan Army is also committing the same crime. Whatever they have committed against the Rohingya is amounted to crime against humanity and the war crime. So they think they will also enjoy the impunity. And that is why to end the impunity by the international community is really very much crucial. And also the Burmese military is under the sanction by the Western government. The Arakan Army also need the same sanction. So until now, more than 2,500 people have been killed, but we didn't see any, the few-line statement from the U.S. state government, and also the European government and the UK government and also the Canadian government.
Nay San Lwin, we have to leave it there. We have to thank you so much for being with us, co-founder of the Free Rohingya Coalition, speaking to us from Frankfurt, Germany. Tune in next week when Democracy Now! Will be broadcasting 2 hours daily from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago beginning Monday. I'm Amy Goodman with Nermeen Sheikh.